Well, good day there, boys and girls. Welcome back to On the Trapline. This is part 7 of the On the Trapline series. We're just leaving camp here. Got up late last night, and when I came up last night, there was fresh wolf tracks right on my trail. And you can see the buggers, they pass down right through there. They love to circle my camp. It's irritating. Let's hope they're that cocky around my snares too. It's a beautiful day today, only minus 20. Feels like bloody summer compared to that minus 30, 40, 50 shit we've been having, so that's real nice. Got some fresh snow here too, which is good, freshen things up. Makes it nice to see the fresh tracks and whatnot there, and we got a nice chunk of snow for snaring there now. It'll be tough to set anything though, because it just stopped snowing there this morning, so it'd be hard to see any tracks, but I'm pretty excited for this check, that's for sure. So we'll head off here and go check some wolf snares. Stay tuned, guys. Well, boys and girls, it's been a little rough going here around my wolf bait. I caught nothing around my bait, and I'm just finishing up the close snares. This one's 300-400 yards from the bait. We caught a coyote here, episode 2. Remember this dandy bush line? I lost a wolf on the other side of this bait line, and I see something, don't have a clue what it is. So I kind of walked up there. I haven't brushed the snow off it, but I tell you one thing, it's big. Either it's a big coyote or who knows, eh? I'll tell you one thing, it's big. This is very exciting. See, that is pretty big. And if you want my honest opinion, I think it's a coyote. It's just a pretty big body on him. It's hard to say. It's very, very exciting. But I've seen tracks that looked pretty big, eh? So I'm just not sure. Let's get you put in the tree here and get him unwrapped here. This is exciting. Stay tuned, guys. This is very exciting. Like, I mean very exciting. Let's take a look. Holy fuck, it's a wolf. Oh my god. It's another wolf, boys. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh my, that's a big wolf. Holy jeez. Oh man, he's dark. Holy jeez, boys and girls. It's a wolf. Woo-hoo! I am excited. Man, that's a dandy. Holy jeez, that's a big wolf pelt. I can't believe it, boys and girls. This is a big wolf. This is a big, big wolf. Holy jeez. See, there's 4 in this pack, boys and girls. 4 in this pack for sure that I know of. One had mange. The one was a little bit smaller. And then I already caught the other one. Holy jeez, this is deadly, boys. Pardon me and my senseless rambling. Oh my goodness. Another female. I don't know, man. This is a big pelt on this one. Holy jeez. Teeth are wore down pretty good. This is a big, big wolf. This is a big wolf. I think this might be the older bugger. It's hard to see. It's a little bit thin in the mane, but it's kind of froze up there with some snow. Again, the 1/8 or the 280-pound breakaway strikes again. I'm just catching perfect neck catches on these wolves. You see this? 280-pound breakaway. That's why we love the power rams, right? We can use the smaller breakaways and still catch wolves. So this is a, holy jeez, man. This is a big pelt on this one. Wow. I don't think it's quite as like leggy and as the other pelt or the other wolf, but it's just thick. Like this is a big mature wolf. I'm not quite sure. You see, this is kind of a dark one. I think this pelt is older, or this wolf is older. You see, it's got nice big paws on it. Sure stinks too. Nice big paws on it. This one, yeah, I'd have to comb that out. But still, a dandy. This is just awesome. So I knew the wolves came in there yesterday, and I seen fresh tracks right on my trail, and they were real close to my cabin. I wasn't sure what to think. And believe it or not, the only thing I had at my bait station was the wolf carcass from the last one. Yet they came into that. So I wasn't sure, like when I would never throw a wolf carcass out at my coyote bait. I wouldn't see another thing again. But I came up here 2 days ago, and that's all I had for bait, and I have to keep the bait going. So I was kind of wondering if it would scare him away. I'll have to show you this later on. I was kind of wondering if it would scare him away, or I also kind of entertained the theory that they might be really curious about it. Smelling another wolf there, and they might be looking for her. Another big female. Holy jeez, did you hear that voice crack? My God, that's a behemoth wolf. Mind you, they always look bigger than they are. I'm not sure if this one's quite as big as the last one. And I think I know which wolf this one is from the trail cam footage. This is a big wolf. Wow. You see, not as long of legs, I don't think. But just, you see, not quite as long as legs, but there's, like, he's been eating well. Eh? She, rather. The other one was kind of thin. Kind of thin. I could see the ribs on it. I'm not going to be able to see the ribs on this one. This is a big wolf. One more wolf hunt. I still have snares to check. This is deadly. Really deadly. Really deadly, boys. Over and out. Well, this is also a real dandy. You see, it's got nice belly fur, no red on the crotch like you see on some of the bigger animals. And you see the fur is pretty darn good. It's even got like this is black, eh? Pretty good pelt on it. You can't complain. Prime winner. A little bit thin here, but I'm not sure if it's maybe just a little froze in there funny, but still, nevertheless, that'll comb up real nice. Wow, this is great. See, big old head on him, like just monster. I wouldn't want. It's good to clean these wolves up around my camp, man. We're way too close to my cabin to be finding wolves like this. And you know, I get so bloody worried about my dog all the time, and I would hate, like, they will kill him in at any given opportunity. I always have to be watching the dog, no matter what. Every time I let him outside in the dark or whatever, I gotta be watching him because they'll kill him, no doubt. So I was worried about that. Makes me sleep a little easier knowing less threat to the dog. You know, I can handle it, but wow, dandy. Well, this is pretty exciting. I went a year and a half. Well, I trapped all year last year after the wolves. And then I came back this year and I was so motivated, and I set things up much better, had the due diligence to do things a little bit better. And you know, always wearing my wolf snare gloves and just really exhausting my resources to this particular spot. Like I said in my last video, probably before, I've probably spent 70% of my time this year on the wolves. So this is great. Like, look at the paws on this wolf. a big one. You see here, it's minus 23 right now, I think. He's still a little limp. He hasn't been here long, but I would have caught him early last night, I think. Probably right before I showed up. Early last night or a little bit earlier, because he's still pretty limp. But it's a big carcass, right? It holds heat pretty good. I have a snare just over there, about 50 yards, okay? And if these wolves are traveling together, although I can't see a damn thing, because of the snow. You can see the wolf track here. I had the snare right here. Remember, I caught a coyote here in part 2 and I moved it right here, and I was having trouble with it and it fell over, and then I reset it just in the nick of time. So that's great. So if they were traveling together, it's very likely that they would have circled in and around here. If I caught this one at my wolf bait, I'd probably have the other 3, like right close where there's a good chunk of snares. But I'd be pretty excited to see what's over at the next snare. Let's go see, boys. Lots more to check. This is deadly. So just right there, I have the snare. This is the one I was just telling you about. And it doesn't look like it's got anything, but who am I to complain? Today is going great. Well, just when I thought today couldn't get any better. This is the next snare down the line. This is a snare that should have paid off a long time ago. It's just on a corner of a bluff, and they were cheating the corner and coming through here. From afar, I thought I had another wolf, but it's a coyote. This is a nice trail. Full disclosure, this one has shoulder mites. It's not that deadly, but it's a big coyote. Sure looks small compared to, you know, the one we just after catching that wolf. It looks small, but it's a pretty darn big kite. But I'll tell you right now, it was a fresh catch. It's a fresh catch for sure. You see, missing fur, not good. Very fresh catch. See, it's got the shoulder mites, eh? Missing fur. It's kind of a reddish color. It's not good. So that kind of sucks. I'm gonna pull him out of the snare here, show you him a little better. Did this one a favor. He's got the mites. It's disgusting. He had to walk around minus 50, bare on the shoulders. You know, that's cruel. So did this one a favor for sure. But it was just set right there. A beautiful set, no doubt, and paid off here finally. Although it's got mites, you know, this is just a bonus. Anyway, we'll take the snare off, show you the fur a little better. Yeah, so you can see this one, I'm still gonna salvage this one. You see it's still got real nice fur down here. Pretty decent pelt except for this. But as soon as you get a patch like that missing, you lose so much, right? Because they're taking strips out of here for the trim, eh? And you know, there goes your money. This pelt isn't worth much. There's no two ways about it. You can see it's got the mites. But so this, I got another one very similar like this in my skinny shack here, so I'll show you that. But a pelt like this would be a nice one to use to begin my tanning, like when I learned to tan here, just like the other one, eh? So I can do up a pelt like this, and to start with, use it as a trial run. If I bugger it up, I'm not down much, and if I do pretty good, then I got some decent fur to make something out. You know, you could use some of this here for nice trim on the mitts or something, or make some bits of hat there or something, right? And so that'll be good there. But there's I like to salvage them. I don't like letting them go to waste, even though this one's got the mites. So anyway, over and out. So I remade this nice little wolf set here. It was tough to make, had to do some fencing to close it off, which I don't particularly enjoy doing, but that should work pretty good there. Sure was a long day on the line today. Had to dig out every snare or lift it up. It was quite time consuming in that sense. So we'll have to give you one last look at my wolf pelt. This is a big wolf. Animal. Come on, dog. Show him give him something to go from scale on there. Come here, pup. Come here, my boy. He's pretty scared, eh? Look at the size difference. My dog weighs 90-some pounds himself, but he doesn't got the hair volume that this one does. Yeah, what do you think about that? Oh, don't be sniffing there. Hey, puppy. He was terrified of the last one. Maybe he's getting used to him. Yeah, I don't think it's quite as long as the last one there, boys and girls, but it is, I think it's heavier, but it's hard to say. This is definitely, I think this is an older wolf, you know, from what I see on the teeth and everything else there. And he's kind of just looks like an old wolf, you know. He's got some, you know, big old mane on him. Pretty nice fur, but I don't just quite think it's as nice as that other one. But just look at the snout on him, like that is a big animal. Big animal. Doesn't have as big ears, that's funny. So what I've been using in my Wolfmaster power snares are just some 3/32 cable with the 280 breakaway. And so far they've been working great, the 280s, eh? So I'm really happy with that, because I can put those snares on and lose all the deer. Don't have to, they break away, but you catch a wolf right behind the ears like this one, and it's puts them down, eh? But you know, boys and girls, this is the most, like, I forgot to mention it, but you've seen, like, even the little branches there around where I caught them weren't knocked over. Just the most perfect and most ethical death that any of these animals are gonna face. Like, a lot of these, like, a lot of people don't realize these animals, they don't just roll over and die in an assisted dying facility, you know. They get ripped apart by other animals and freeze to death and die from disease. It's a tough environment, you know, and this is the most ethical death. And the most ethical way to trap wolves is with the power snares, you know. Like, that was the quickest, most painless death that this wolf could have ever asked for. He's a big, mature wolf. And it'll be good now. Like, I can breathe a little easier with my dog roaming about, not knowing there's not a pack of wolves just down there. Like, they've come right through my cabin here 3-4 times. It's getting ridiculous. So it's good to catch some of them. And the population of the deer, the coyotes, everything is hurting. The moose numbers are way down. Lots of things are running around with no calves. Moose all about, no calves. They're just really hurting the ecosystem. So it's really good to get a few in and help them out a bit. But despite all this horse shit, the self-proclaimed animal rights activists are going to tell you, you know, I don't hate these animals. I am not out to kill all of them. You know, the habitat is right. There's always going to be wolves, but as trappers, we make room for the new by taking out the old and developing healthier populations and helping everything out. So that's great. And all the meanwhile harvesting a sustainable resource there for clothing and whatnot and whatever else. It's really good that way, boys and girls. And this is the most humane, ethical death this wolf would have ever experienced. So it's good to see that he went down quick and painless. Those power rams are deadly. This is just great. So I want to show you here again. You see that snare line? Perfect behind the ears catch. And that's the same catch I've had on both of these wolves. And that is where things go. Right behind the ears is the perfect catch. There's kind of a weak spot there in the neck. And this snare, it doesn't suffocate him, but rather it cuts the blood flow to the head, cuts circulation. So it's much quicker and it's a painless death. Right? It's just the best. So we'll give you another look at the fur there. What do you figure, Poochie? That is a big animal, eh? You can see here, he's got like some actual black in him. You see, this stuff's kind of froze funny. I'll have to comb it out and that'll look good. You see, all this fur is really nice, you know, but maybe just a tad thin in the mane. But you can see he's an old wolf. Just like when I look right here, you see all this big mane on him, and his teeth are wore down there pretty good. There you can see a little bit there on the top, you know, he's got some broken teeth. You can see that, or she rather. So you know, this is no young wolf. What a big one. So anyway, there now, boys and girls, I want to show you some footage in the skinning shock. We'll have to weigh him and put him next to that coyote we caught today there, and some other fur there, just to show you how big he is, get him on the scale, and then I want to come back to some footage here I'm going to take now and talk to you a little more about wolf trapping and everything. So that'll be dandy. What do you figure, Pooch? Minor size difference there, hey fellers? This is a big coyote too. That is one big animal. We'll have to weigh him. Update in the skinning shack. Pretty cluttered mess in here. Pardon that. I got 7 coyotes to skin tonight. Skin, flesh, wash, board. This wolf should let it unthaw a little bit. You see the feet are still frozen, but it's pretty limp. Probably tomorrow would be ready to do. There's a lot of work to do on one pelt. I'll show you a little more on the wolf. I'm gonna skin this fisher for taxidermy and keep it for myself. This is a really pretty one. He's got white there on the crotch and a bit of a crest there. A real nice size, beautiful fisher. I don't think the fisher prices are good at all. From what I know, these are all ready to skin here tonight. So I always wanted to put that a fisher in my cabin, so that'll be deadly. So I'm not entirely sure how accurate this scale is, but it'll give us a pretty good idea at the very least. Oh, fuck off. Now it's going 240. Says this is an 80-pound wolf. That seems almost too light. The last one went 92 and a bit, but still a monster one. Yeah, that scale might be fucked, but it's definitely no less than 80 pounds. People are quick to overestimate the size of a wolf because they always look way bigger than they are. You see some people running around saying 200-pound wolf, talking about 200-pound wolf. That's a monstrous. If you've seen a 200-pound wolf, you shit your pants, man. Like a 100-pound wolf is a monster wolf, let me tell you. I think my scale's fucked though. The last one went 92 or 93. This one's going 80. I don't see 10 pounds there, but I'm not sure, eh? Let's get this pelt hung up here, show you a little better. Okay, so I got him hung up there. Just a little bit of a size difference, hey? In comparison to where that last one hung to, they gotta be pretty close. I'm pretty certain my scale's buggered, but this one's definitely a little bit smaller than the first one, and I'm quite sure I know which wolf this is from the trail cam footage. If I show that video here now, it's the one that pops up on the bottom right of the screen here very quick there, just briefly, and then when he passes by here on the nighttime, I'll show you too which one I think it is. I think the alpha is still roaming around, honestly. See, there's a better look at the fur. Well, the lighting's kind of bad in this corner, so I do apologize, but I wanted to show you this snare once again. I can't remember if there was any like recognizable aspects about how this wire was or anything to kind of prove it to you that this was a snare with a 280 on it, but I'll show you anyway. You see, it's way deep in here, right behind the ears, eh? The snare line, it's perfect catch right here. I can feel the snare, it's in there deep. I've been just catching perfect neck catches on these wolf pelts, or these wolves. I don't know why I keep saying that. So we'll get this snare undone if we can. Be a bit of a prick. So the guys that'll know these breakaways, breakaways by size, will know that that's a 280-pound breakaway on that snare. And it's not even bent or anything. I can't believe it. So that's the second one I've held in the 280. And these are big wolves. This one, pretty damn big. The other one, really damn big. Like, look. Well, you don't realize just quite how big these big old wolves are. This one is not even as big as they come. I'm 6 foot tall for reference. Wouldn't want to run into this thing in the dark. So anyway, this is a pretty nice pelt. You know, there's nothing you can say bad about this, really. You know, like, wolves are notoriously bad for having disease and looking sickly and whatnot. So, you know, everything is here. Like, this is some really nice fur here. Like, on the sides and around the neck. You see, he's got this big old mane on him, eh? Big old mane on him and wore down teeth. That's why I think he's a bit older than the last one. Or she, rather. And but not quite as heavy. Not quite as long as the other one, but her belly is fuller. The other one was pretty slim. But these wolves, you know, they can go quite some time without eating, I think. And when they do eat, they eat a lot. So the difference between an 80 and a 100-pound wolf, or maybe that's going too far, or maybe the difference between a 90 and a 100-pound wolf is just when they've eaten, you know. So, but beautiful, very nice. Like usually they got pretty bad red belly. This one is very good for that. Just a tad, but nothing bad at all. Great big old paws on here. Look at them. My hands are too big to show you the scale. Like, but just look, right? They're big. So when you look at the back, like there's black in here, right? They're like one of the ancestors of this wolf was black. There's no two ways about it. He's got some real nice dark stuff in him, but he's older. Like this is kind of rather like this great big mane here, older wolf. Maybe just a tad thin right there, not quite as nice as the last one, but still a really dandy pelt that you can't complain about just because, you know, it's got no disease or nothing like that. So that's all great. This is a nice wolf. So I got loads of work to do here. I can't even tell you how long the last one took me, and then 4 more cows to skin. Great. So I was gonna be selling this pelt probably. I'm gonna keep the first one, gonna sell this one. Well, my wolf pelt is all done there now. She's a beauty. I'm getting pretty darn good here now at the claws and oh, I got this one dirty. The claws and getting the fat out of the pads there. It took me quite a while to figure out how to do them quick, you know, but I got it pretty good now. Get in there with a set of pliers, pull those toes out nice. So those turned out just great. You can see all that stuff is left on there. Everything is left on the hide, the lips, the ear cartilage. I gotta split that stuff though, all the eyelids and the nose. Just look how big the face is on this wolf, eh? That's what takes all the time, eh? Flashing is miserable. Everything's just harder. But she's a dandy. So the way this pelt is, you know, you can make a full body mount or a rug or whatever you want. So what I'll do here with this pelt is once it's dry and whatnot, and I'll finish the boarding process, I'll get it tanned or tan it myself. A few things depending there, but we'll see. And then as this pelt is now, you know, you get it tanned and then you could just hang it on the wall just like such. And then leave it like that as long as you want. You can always get a full body mount made out of it, or a rug, or whatever you'd like, eh? This is a beautiful pelt. I love it. Well, I'm about to leave camp here now. I got some serious skinning to do, so my fire's died down on me, but I'm just having a cup of instant coffee here. It's dirty stuff. I wanted to talk a little bit. So I wanted to talk about what I've learned about wolf trapping so far. All last year I was after them. I had some terrible luck, and then they just went completely MIA on me. If there's one thing I've learned about wolves, you can't predict anything. They're so unpredictable, and they're so smart. In my opinion, there's no animal in the bush smarter than the wolf. That's just what I think. Up to your discretion there a bit, but that's definitely what I figured. So, you know, a lot of wolf trappers, they'll tell you every 2 weeks. I can't pattern these wolves. Like, it's crazy. So I had these wolves come into my bait station 3 times before I finally caught one. And I set all my snares blind. And they avoid everything. They don't want to come. They seem to love to come around and check out my camp. But they will avoid my tracks. Like if I'm walking somewhere, they won't come anywhere near it. They're very cautious around the bait station, same as coyotes. And it's on the very far away trails that you're going to catch them. You know, so as it stands, I have 32 Wolfmasters out set for wolves. and 15 of them are close to the bait station. I've only caught one coyote close to the bait station. This is a 100-yard radius. Only one coyote. And then I have the other 17 or whatever set at like 300 up to like half kilometer, even further, very far away. And on those snares, I've caught, I think, 7 coyotes or something like that, and 2 wolves now. And the sets that always pay off for me, I mentioned it before, but I have a lot of sets that are just off the beaten path, where things are just darting into the bush. And then you drive by on your skidoo or your quad or your truck, and you don't have to get out of your truck and leave scent. And you just check it. And that's exactly what happened on these last 2 wolf catches. And I catch a lot of coyotes like that. Because they'll follow your truck tracks for days. But as soon as you're walking around, they go off, eh? They don't like that one bit. So what I'll find they'll do, like I set, every time they came in, I set on every trail they made. But they never seem to walk that trail again. They always seem like they'll just take one straight line into the bait and out. You know, they haven't been fucking around the bait or anything. It's been really funny, you know? And here's something really weird. They've come around the bait station 5 times now, I think. I don't think they've ever actually came into the bait site and ate. So they come in and they check it out, and it's really hard to see around the bait station because there's a whole bunch of bird tracks and it's just a mess. But I don't think they've ever actually eaten at my bait, but they kind of come and they check it out, and it's really funny that way. Like, I don't think once one wolf has come in and chewed on one of those carcasses there. They just like to come in, check things out, make sure there's no other wolves there or whatever else, but they haven't actually came into the bait station yet. Hey boys and girls, feeling pretty darn good about myself there now. I went so long without catching one, and then 5 days apart, I caught 2 wolves, so that's great. There's 4 wolves for sure in that pack. So we'll keep giving her. I'm feeling pretty damn good, pretty damn confident in my snaring right now, so that's all great. I got loads of skinning to do, so we'll have to show you some of that too, maybe in the next episode. Thanks for watching episode 7, guys. Catch you on episode 8. Over and out.